And we're live. Finally.
Hello and welcome to Luna and the Druids.
Or
This
Chaos
is
and the Druid.
a little bit because of unexpected technical issues. How
Yes.
did we overcome that? I don't know, but that's the power of persistence. And
Yes.
I think we actually manifested that because we are about to talk about anxiety, and I've just got a massive headache because we thought we're not able to go live. Wow, wow,
Oh,
wow.
wow, wow, wow. But we're here. 5 minutes late, something like that. Yeah.
Oh,
Six
let's
minutes.
not count the time.
Yeah, it's not.
I
not,
see
not
many comments, people saying hello. So lovely to see you back, Claire, Suzanne. Wonderful to have you
wonderful.
here with
Yeah.
us. Hello, how you've been? Let us know in the comments. We haven't been here for a while. We had a
Yes.
break, but we're finally back. Looking forward to tonight.
Absolutely. What a wonderful time to be back, and what a wonderful topic we are doing today, especially if we look at the situation in the world. And the situation in the world is phew, can be pretty anxiety delivery.
Yes, and because of what's going on in the world, that's actually inspired this episode of Luna and the Druid.
Yeah.
So, a spoiler alert at the very end of this episode, we will do a live reading when we will dive into the situation of the world. Where is it heading? But don't worry, if we'll pull some negative cards, I've got you covered. I created a meditation to cool and then calm the nerves down, which you'll
Good.
be able to use anytime you wish. Hopefully that will work because there is another technical issue with that, but we'll see.
Well, we will sort that out. Yeah, we'll sort that out. So anxiety, and of course the transition to finding inner peace in times of anxiety, as a wonderful topic. Anxiety is one of the non-tangible, non-physical reactions that we have to sometimes physical happenings in our world. Sometimes they happen to us, sometimes they happen out of us in the world, but because of the news and because of the media and because of how quick every all the communication goes in the world, we hear of them, we notice them, and we get affected by them.
Wait, wait, wait. You said the anxiety is a non physical reaction. I couldn't disagree with this more.
Ah,
Anxiety is actually a physical reaction of our nervous system. So I'm not sure what you meant by that.
it's not like it's not being hit by a baseball bat or by a bullet or whatever. It comes in us, and like you said, it's a reaction of the brain, and then the brain steers the nervous system, and of course it comes out in a physical form by shaking or breathing or other ways of physical reactions, but the cause is not necessarily physical.
Yes. Well, just to make things straight, anxiety, it is a natural response of a nervous system. It is not wrong. It doesn't mean that you're broken, but it doesn't mean that it has to run our lives. So today we will dive into the topic a little bit more. But before we continue, I would suggest to just ground ourselves by taking few deep breaths. I certainly need one after what we've come and what we had to face in order to be here today. So if you could close your eyes for a moment, if that feels comfortable, and imagine roots growing down into Mother Earth. And while you envision the roots going down into Mother Earth, take a deep breath in and exhale. Feel the strength beneath you. And with every breath in, feel how your body relaxes even more. And with every breath out, release the tension. And when you're ready, open up your eyes, come back to the room. I hope that feels better. I said certainly needed that.
Yeah. So, with the blessings of the earth and the breath of the earth, may we have a wonderful show and a wonderful third season.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
God. Hello, Magdalena. You came just in time. Okay, so what actually anxiety is? Anxiety, unlike fear, it is the anticipation of threat. Fear is a response to usually immediate danger, a tiger in front of you, for example. But anxiety, it's a fear of possible future danger. What if the tiger comes? I hope this explains the difference because sometimes it's hard to define and find the difference between anxiety and fear. And just like Jan said at the beginning, anxiety lives in the mind but shows up in the body by racing heart, shallow breath, tight muscle, restlessness, overthinking. But I want you to remember that this is not who you are. This is just the nervous system trying to keep you safe. And it's a message, not an enemy. However, what if this message overpowers our life? Let's talk about that today.
Yeah. So, if the message your brain sends to your body takes over the body, that so you have no control over, like you said, the breath, even shaking or physical responses, um, headaches that show up, um, maybe even tears that spontaneously erupt from your eyes, and so there are, of course, ways to deal with it, but at first, when it happens to you, you have no control. You lose control. You get angry. You get upset, fully upset, and your ability, in most cases, your ability to act or react in a normal way just ends.
Some people become fearful. And what is the immediate cure? We're going to talk about, obviously, somatic practices helping to release a little bit of anxiety. But the first step you can do and you can take is to become aware, because awareness is the most powerful tool to stop the anxiety. So, the first thing you can do is to tap into your body and ask yourself, where am I feeling anxiety in my body? What is it trying to protect me? And the best way to do it is just by closing your eyes if that feels comfortable and scanning from head to toe your body and seeing where you feel the tension. Is it in your stomach? Is it in your muscles, in your shoulders? Maybe it's in your jaw, chest. And try to name sensations you're experiencing. Is it tightness? Is it pressure? This awareness itself brings and changes the focus. And this is the first step to, on a journey to free yourself from anxiety.
Yes, it's what we see in many teachings, that all the mental responses, like the response of the pain body or the response of the ego, anxiety, anger. Uh, my my mother always used to say, when you get angry, first count to 10, and when you count to 10, it's over. Like, so, all these things that are playing in your mind, that your mind gets stirred by the influence from the outside. Observing them, Watching them disempowers them. It takes the power away from them because they want to react in the background. They don't want they don't want you to be conscious of them. They don't want you to observe them. As soon as you observe them, they shy away because they are shy. They are sneaky and they're sneaking up on you. So it's freedom comes from seeing. How do you see that, Luna? Freedom from
Absolutely.
observing.
Anxiety is nothing else but the response from the nervous system. So let's focus on the nervous system for a second. The nervous system is the body's communication network. It controls everything your body does, both consciously and unconsciously. It's made up out of billions neuron cells, nerves, and it sells the signals between the brain, spiral cord, and the rest of the body. And nervous system is divided into two key branches: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. And sympathetic nervous system works like a gas pedal in the car. It activates fight, flight, or freeze or fawn responses, basically stress responses, which I'm going to jump into in a second. It increases the heart rate, breathing, alertness. It prepares the body to react to, for example, perceived danger. Parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is like a brake. It activates rest, digest, repair. It slows the heart rate, deepens breathing, relaxes the muscle, helps the body to recover and feel safe. In other words, if we are facing anxiety, the parasympathetic nervous system is our friend we want to invite and activate. And tonight we will talk about a little bit how to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. I mentioned the stress response, and I think it's crucial to understand the way our body reacts to the stress itself. There are four types of survival mechanism, a response to to a situation which wrecks our nerves. It's the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. The last one, not many people talk about actually. It's quite less known. The fight is that anger, that frustration, irritability, people, for example, starting to scream. Flight is the one where we try to avoid stuff, running from problems. Freeze is when we develop numbness, procrastination, when we shut down. And the fawn is the one where we start to people pleasing, overgiving, abandoning ourselves in order to move away from the perceived dangers. But those are not weaknesses. Those are ancient surviving strategies, and they are designed to keep us safe. However, in the nature where there is a lot of stress, animals have a system which help them to release the stress. For example, imagine a deer in the forest. This is something which we can see quite often with Jan, as we live in the forest, surrounded by many deer. When it senses danger, it runs or freezes sometimes when it sees the car. But once the danger is gone, it shakes off the fear and returns to gazing. And humans, unfortunately, sometimes forget to shake it off. And we stay stuck in the fear, even when the danger has passed. Jan, are you aware of your fight or flight, of your nervous system response? Which one is yours? Because I think it's really important to realize which
Mhm.
one. is.
Yeah. Well, I think it's circumstantial, so it depends on the threat, of course. Um, I'm not naturally someone who will attack. I'm someone who tries to 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 think first before I react. So um, in acute danger, I quite I quite have the good responses and the reactions and the impulses to flight when necessary. To
Mhm.
run away, boom, get away from the danger. That's my quickest response. Um, the other one was so fight, flight. The third one was
Freeze or fawn.
freeze. Or freeze would not necessarily be mine. Um, trying to get control over the situation by diminishing the effects of it by fawning or giving in or giving space for the situation to evolve and to take away its power. It's like observing it and taking it away. That would be one that I probably could use as well.
Mhm.
I
Well,
think
mine
it's
is freeze.
that's a
I'm
strong one. You're freezing, yeah.
Yes, mine is freeze. To those who are live or who are rewatching this, if you don't mind, please comment and leave in the comments what is which one do you think is yours, and the one which your body, your nervous system turns first
Mhm.
to.
Yeah.
Knowing that will help you, and especially those who are around you, understand you more and better. That if you, for example, all of a sudden start to shout and scream at somebody who did nothing, it's maybe because you're experiencing a stressful situation, you're experiencing your nervous system reaction. So talk about this with your friends, with your family, with those who spend a lot of time with you, because that may be a life-changing discovery. Anna says mine is freeze too. Oh, we have more frozen people here.
Yeah, and like what you said, Luna, I think it's very important that if people know how you respond to influences and to things, um, could mitigate, for instance, lots of arguments you get later because of your response. Because as like you said, if someone has a fight response, well, that fighting always comes with its consequences, and you hurt people, you hurt people verbally, you hurt people physically. um, yeah, and if people know that this is one of your natural responses, uh, there's two things: you can work on them yourself, which is the strongest, of course, and uh, and of course make other people aware that sometimes it happens and it's not to be taken personal, if possible.
I am delighted to see so many aware people sharing their nervous system responses here in the comments. This is such an important awareness. So I'm glad you guys know, because that's very helpful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, but what to do if we are experiencing anxiety, stress, a nervous system response? What to do in that situation? Well, the answer is to work with the body, because even though anxiety is being experienced in the mind, the body is the one which gets affected by it. So the help is also within the body and working with the body. First thing which could be done is through breathwork, breathing. And that's what we did at the beginning of our session today. Long exhales, exhaling with a sigh, like a which is a great information for the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, I am safe. Box breathing, even breathing in a count on four, breathing in, holding it for four, breathing out for four, holding it for four, breathing in, and so on, so on. There is plenty of actually breathwork techniques. It could be alternate nostril breathing as well, which balances hemispheres. We have some specialists of breath work in the chat today.
Really.
Perhaps one day we could invite actually someone who works with the breath to talk about it more. What is your favorite technique, Jan? Do you have any other ones except for the breath?
Like I said, be still, breathe consciously, breathe squares. I actually have a slightly different one because I do 4 in, I pause 4, and I do 8 out, and then
Mm.
pause 4. So I have a strong in breath and a very relaxed out breath, and that really slows the things that I do down. I know that the out breath double long, so it's a pentagram breath.
Mm.
Um, so that's something that works very well for me. Conscious breathing always, or the breaths, connecting. So breaths and thinking about things. So breathe the first one with the earth below you, the second one with the sky above you, the third one with the waters and the oceans surrounding our lands, and then thinking, oh, I am blessed with the blessings of earth, sea, and sky. And even thinking that you are blessed, thinking that you are safe, thinking that the natural world has your back, holds you, that you're safe in the arms of the universe, can already cause diminishing the effects of the anxiety and create some inner peace.
I am smiling that druids will bring the elements into everything, even into
Yes, we
dealing with the
do.
response, nervous system response. That's wonderful. I actually am surprised that you didn't say the first thing, which to I thought you will say a grounding practice. This is also what we did at the very beginning.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
one of my favorite methods as a grounding practice is the 5 4 3 2 1 method. When you name 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste. So using the senses makes us immediately present, aware, and it also calms the nervous system down.
Mm.
Movement would be another thing. I mentioned shaking the body, literally shaking, jumping, and shaking off the stress, just like animals do to shake off the adrenaline. This is a wonderful, wonderful tool. Walking barefoot on air, grounding, basically, earthing, as we call it.
Yeah,
Gentle stretching to release tension. Dancing, jumping, running, doing something, exercising within the body to boost the hormones, the positive hormones, and bring and release the tension.
yeah. Or do what the deer would do when chased by a wild dog or something, or a wolf. When the wolf is gone, they eat or drink something,
As well.
and that's grounding too, you know. And
However, sometimes with the eating, this can go the wrong way, but
yeah, it
perhaps
comes
not
back.
for tonight. But absolutely, that's also
Yeah,
drinking water, especially. But
yeah,
they do grace as well.
yeah,
Another thing is to co-regulate our nervous system, which is being with safe people, talking it out, hugging, reaching out, calling a friend, asking somebody to just be with you. There is a beautiful way of synchronizing our nervous system with other people. It happens by building rapport, but also when we're nervous and when we surround ourselves with the people who are calm, our nervous system will adapt to it and it will calm ourselves down as well, which is
yeah,
fascinating.
yeah. Yeah, you mentioned coagulation, which actually is an alchemical process. So it's actually turning the spiritual lead into gold.
Mm,
Yeah,
well said.
yeah.
Another thing, we said that anxiety lives in the mind. So, another thing good to regulate anxiety is working with the mind and bringing some mind tools. For example, reframing the uncertainty instead of what if something bad happens? You could try to challenge that thought which arises and say, what if I stay curious about what's possible? Simple shift within the looking at the perspective, and that might bring a massive difference. Not to mention something we recommend a lot on this channel, journaling, writing down those anxious thoughts, challenging them, and reframing them, writing about them, giving them space, and actually asking yourself a question. Is this true? Is this really what's happening? I think that's another good tool. One more tool we have prepared for you tonight is looking for a meditation, a guided meditation. But guess what? You won't have to look for anything because it's there prepared for you. It'll be available on our channel under this live in the comments. So every time you will need one, I hope not, but just in case, if you would need one, there is a meditation. So perhaps that will be a good time to do it now. How would you
Shall I,
feel, Jan, about that?
yeah, shall we share it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Fingers crossed that it
Let
will work.
let hope. Yeah, we found out that we have to. Let's see.
Yes, due
I
to
have this one.
technical issues, we cannot share it our regular way, but
Yeah, we do it
we
this
will
way,
do
and
it like
let's
this.
make it work.
Yes, remember to switch off your microphones.
I
And
will.
dear viewers, sit back, relax, and enjoy, and see you in 10 minutes. Welcome to this guided meditation. Find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down. Close your eyes if that feels safe. Take a deep breath in and a long, slow exhale out. Notice your body being supported by the chair, the floor, or the earth beneath you. You are safe. You are held. You don't need to do anything right now, but be present with your breath. Bring your attention to your feet. Imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, sinking deep into the earth. With every breath, feel your roots grow stronger, anchoring you, connecting to your stability, strength, and calm. Now we're going to use breath to calm the nervous system and anchor ourselves into the present moment. Let's do this slowly with awareness. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Notice the movement of your body with each breath. Inhale gently through your nose. Feel your belly expand like a soft balloon. And exhale fully through your mouth. Pause for a second And take another breath in through your nose for the count of 4. 3, 2, 1. And exhale for the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale again on the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale through your mouth on the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it again. In, imagine releasing tension, worry, and anxious thoughts. And breath out. Feel your shoulders, jaw, and chest soften with the breath. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, belly rising, chest lifting gently, and exhale, letting go of the tension. Take 2 more rounds at your own pace. Notice how your body softens with each exhale. Your nervous system is beginning to relax. Heart rate slows. Mind becomes clearer. Come back to your natural pace of breathing. And imagine you are standing at the edge of a quiet forest. Around you is a mist of uncertainty. This mist represents worries, fears, and the unknowns of life. It feels thick, but notice you are not lost. You are grounded, supported, and safe. In your hand, you carry a lantern, your inner light. This lantern is steady, bright, and always with you. No matter how dense the mist feels, your light never goes out. Take your first step forward. The path unfolds beneath your feet. With each step, feel your body and mind becoming lighter. You are moving forward, guided by your inner light. As you walk, the mist begins to thin. Ahead, a golden glow appears, a clearing. In the center, there is a fire circle. The flames are warm and welcoming, dancing with golden light. Step into the clearing and take a seat by the fire. Feel its warmth on your skin. This fire represents your inner calm, your inner strength. Now, take a moment to imagine placing your worries, fears, and anxious thoughts into the flames. One by one, watch them transform into sparks, rising into the sky, dissolving, leaving you feeling lighter and calmer. Now, place your hand on your heart. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Repeat softly, I am safe. I am grounded. I am guided. I am at peace. Feel these words sink into your body like roots into soil. With each repetition, your inner light grows brighter. Your roots grow stronger. Notice the spaciousness in your mind. Know that this place of clarity and inner strength is always available to you. You can return here anytime, simply by imagining your lantern, your fire, and your deep grounding roots. Take one more deep inhale and long, slow exhale. Notice your body resting, supported by the earth. Notice the peace within. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Feel your body reawakening. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. Carry the calm, the strength, and your inner light with you into the rest of your day. Remember, no matter what uncertainty outside, your inner light never goes out. You are grounded. You are safe. You are always guided. Step forward with ease, courage, and peace. I wish you a beautiful day. With love, Luna. Yes. So, just to summarize everything, how to get from coping, which is what we're doing right now, which is calming down after anxiety,
Yeah.
into thriving, which is to me building resistance so anxiety doesn't rule our life. So you can thrive by creating anchors, like rituals, mantras, meditations, daily practices, limiting overstimulations, limiting the news, limiting scrolling, excessive scrolling, and return to Mother Nature and community for perspective. Finding yourself out in the green scenery, natural scenery, and finding yourself surrounded by loving and kind people. Because remember that anxiety is like that wise but overprotective friend. And by learning to calm your body, you will shift your perspective. And then shifting that perspective, it will allow you to move from surviving in fear into thriving in trust. That's why it's so important to
Absolutely.
realize that what I'm experiencing right now, it's an anxiety, it's a nervous system response. I was hoping by this time we'll be all quiet and relaxed, and I hope you still are, despite not going through that meditation. But I really recommend doing it after, because what inspired this topic is what's actually happening in the world today. We can experience a lot of different information which can trigger the nervous system, which can trigger the fear and anxiety within us. And we decided to do something I don't think we've ever done before live on this channel. We've decided to read cards about a general world situation, what's going on and where it's heading.
Yep.
So, Jan, I will give you the mic right now.
Thank you.
Pass you the mic. And if
Back
you
to
could
the mic.
take over from here.
Okay. I will take over from here, and like we said, we prepared a reading. I have a few questions for every card, so that's 8 cards. To prepare for it and to have the best response, I I did a random card pull today. I looked at them. I thought about what do the cards say? What's the meaning? What do they say in connection with the other cards surrounding them? There were some challenging cards there, but yeah, as usual. But I created, I think, a really interesting reading. I'll uh, I'll share the cards and boom, and make the screen a bit bigger. Whoops, whoopsie. So there you are. Let me see if I can do this differently. I'll just put them full screen. Yeah, there you are. We have 8 cards, and we have 8 prompts for every card. And we start on the top left with the first card. And the card is the question we asked for this card is, what are we facing? What are we facing? And I pulled the 5 of discs, and the 5 of discs actually in the toss tarot, which I use, has a keyword on printed on it, and the keyword is worry. So we begin with worry. This shows the collective anxiety we are living through. Anxiety about resources, health, money, security, freedom of speech, uh, all kinds of things that are happening in the world. So it's not only about material shortages, but it's also about the mental weights, the fear that paralyzes us. Humanity is holding a lot of tension at the moment and a lot of uncertainty. There's wars going on. There's leaders that uh, seem to be aiming for totalitarian regimes, um, suppressing their own people, and yeah, it's completely normal to worry about that. The second question is, where are we heading? I can even pull the card a bit closer. We have the Prince of Cups. And despite this anxiety that we have in the first card, the Prince of Cups shows we are moving. As you can see, the prince is in a boat, and the boat is water. So he's moving on the water. Emotions, yes, we are moving towards a more emotionally intelligent phase. There is potential here for greater diplomacy, creativity, and sensitivity in our leadership and culture. But the shadow side warns us not to get lost in dreams, not to get lost in escapism. Face the challenges. The invitation is to anchor our compassion in reality. The third card and the third question is, how can we bring positive change? And we have a very challenging card there because it's the Seven of Cups, debauchery. And this card reminds us that illusions and false promises surround us. Collective change will not come from numbing ourselves or chasing fantasies. To bring healing, we must practice discernment, we must practice choosing the options and narratives that truly nourish us, and let go of the ideas that drain us and don't serve us. Let go of them. The fourth card, what are we learning? One of my favorite cards in the deck, the Ace of Swords. The soul lesson is clear, and the soul lesson is clarity. The Ace of Swords cuts through confusion. Humanity is learning to think with sharpness, to speak honestly, and to create new frameworks of thought. This is the birth of collective truth. And this is not always comfortable, but it's absolutely necessary. Collective truth is absolutely necessary. And a golden dawn, a new dawn, will only arise if we go straight. Next card, fifth card. What to embrace? Six of discs. Beautiful, positive card. Pleasure. This is a gentle and beautiful message. Embrace generosity, reciprocity, and joy. Go out of your comfort zone. Have peace, have friends together, have fun with friends, share resources, create community, celebrate life in simple, meaningful ways. Simple, meaningful ways. And when we give and receive fairly, we are restoring balance and building resilience together. So, really, moving forward, it's all about uniting, communion, and communication. The sixth card, what to do less of. Now it really gets interesting because this is the Two of Wands, and in the toss deck, this one is called Dominion. In this position, Dominion warns against the obsession with control, conquest, and dominations. We must step away from the mindset of my will is imposed on others. And that doesn't only go for presidencies, but it also goes, for instance, for wokeness within your own community. The world needs less competition. We need more temperance. We need more balance. We need some water in the wine, and less competition and less power struggle, more cooperation and humility. So step away from these ideas of dominating, of 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 telling others what to do, how to speak, and how not to speak. That's just not necessary and not helpful. The seventh question is what to do more of. And the reading really comes together here because we have the priestess in what to do more of. The antidote, more listening, more stillness, more trust in intuition. The priestess calls us to tune into silence and a deeper wisdom beneath the noise. Go within, do the square breathing that we talked about. And if we listen to our inner voice and to one another with care and understanding, the way forward will reveal itself. Final question. What's hidden? Guidance from spirit and unseen influences. Finally, behind the scenes, the Knight of Wands burns with fire. This shows a surge of energy, passion, and momentum. Change is coming quickly, sooner than you think, and not all of it is comfortable, but it is fuel for transformation. Spirit is giving us courage and the drive to break through stagnation. So, where do we take this? Yeah, of course, we have the worry and the illusion and the temptation to dominate. But there's also clarity, compassion, generosity, intuition, and fiery courage. So, listen deeply to ourselves like the priestess and act bravely like the knight of wands, and we can turn worry into resilience, illusions into truth, and compassion into shared joy. So, all in all, a hopeful message. The challenges are real, but the spiritual current is guiding us towards renewal. And we're back.
Thank you so much. I
You're
think this
welcome.
brings a lot of clarity and brings answers to questions which may be in many people's head, forming in many people's heads. If that made you nervous, I just posted the meditation we promised you.
Wow. Well,
Use that to
yeah,
ease the anxiety a little bit. I will certainly, after this episode, be listening to that one
yeah, yeah,
because
me
the
too.
technical issues we have been experiencing stirred a little bit my nervous system, testing the
Mhm.
patience.
Yep. Testing the patience and getting back online after nearly 3 months, and
Yeah.
things always you seem to forget how things are working, and well, but
What
we
was the most surprising part of that reading for you?
Um, yeah, I was really surprised with the third card, the third question, which was of course the seven of discs, with how can we bring positive change, and of course this is a card with not always a seven of cups. Is not always a a card that is immediately possible. It's definitely a transformative card, and um, and
Was it Seven of Cups or Seven of Pentacles?
no, this is the cups, the seven of cups, the choices. And in this card, the choices go a bit deeper because the choices are also formed by temptations of um, um, temptations of falling back into negative habits. For instance, drinking, overeating, gluttony. All the seven sins are in the seven of cups in this card, and so that's so turning that card around and say how can we bring positive change is by not doing these things that the card warns for. The card contains a warning against
Mhm.
um, overdoing it, and the card so actually uh, uh, says, okay, do seven times twice, and then to the major arcana, temperance. You know what I mean? Temperance. It's
The
that's a
Art
very
of
important.
Alchemy.
The art of alchemy. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Was there one
And
that stood out for you?
um, the entire reading, actually, itself, and the different aspects and how it intertwines, how actually accurate it is with what people share with me when we discuss that topic. But there is always a hope. And the Seven of Cups you mentioned gives always a choice that we can choose, make a better choice, that we can
Yeah,
choose what's best. Especially knowing this, we are equipped in the knowledge to make a better choice for the future.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I thought
Claire
that.
said that she will post the cards in the comments later. I'm glad she actually pulled the cards herself, and I'm looking forward to see
Oh,
what came
wonderful! Yeah,
out of
what
her
came out of her
reading.
reading? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And we encourage you to use that spread and read your own cards for yourself and for
yeah,
your future as well, because here we focused on the collective, but you
yeah.
can easily turn those questions around and do it for yourself.
Yeah, and for yourself, and for yourself and the collective, of course, standing up against oppression,
Mhm.
standing up against dominion, standing up against dictators, which we are in the last years seen a lot in the world. Um, Very necessary, and not just uh, bow and say yes, Mister whoever, Mister Putin, Mister Trump, will do your bidding. No, fuck off. Go away. It's just
Let's
just
try to keep the politics away from this channel.
yeah, but it's that's the situation in the world too. We are in a world that's okay. I don't think our leaders always have the best for us in mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what if you're not into tarot, but you have a deck of oracle cards? Then I've got you covered
Ooh.
because you can use a more simple spread with 3 cards. When reading for yourself, the first card you can pull is Root of My Anxiety in these times. And perhaps, Jan, you could pull quickly a few cards.
Yeah. Shall
Root
I?
of
Let
your
me see if
Root
I
of
an
My
oracle
Anxiety.
nearby.
And let's
A
see what
root, a root for your anxiety. Okay, let's. I'll have. I have no oracle at hand, so I just
Yes, no,
continue with
you
tarot
can
cards.
use tarot.
You say the roots of my anxiety.
Yes,
What do we
and
have?
let's see what comes up here.
The three of wands, virtue. The roots of my anxiety. The roots of your anxiety are. Uh, yeah. Will you start? Shall I start?
Sorry?
Shall I start with explaining the card, or will you? The
No,
three of
please
wands.
do. You're pulling the cards.
Okay. Yes, of course. Three of wands. The roots of my anxiety are um, that I'm a good person. That I can be influenced by all this. I have my moral compass. I have my upbringing. I have the investments I made in my life, and now I'm faced with challenges. Now I'm faced with worries and fears, and now I have to trust on myself. So the roots of my anxiety are um, are the fact that I want good for the world. I want good for everybody. I want good for the people around me, and it not always works out perfectly.
Mhm.
The root is it's not always working out perfectly.
Card number 2.
Yeah.
What I need to release or shift.
Ooh, Ace of Cups. What do we really need to release or shift? We want the Ace of Cups, so why would we want to release that? Let me ponder on that.
The way I see it is the emotional attachment, perhaps, to
Yes,
the
of course.
emotional, perhaps, faith into something. Because very often we put so much emotions into the cause or root of our anxiety, or in other words, the root of our anxiety is something we're very emotional about, and we put our hopes and dreams into it. And sometimes emotions take the best out of us.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course we can then also look at with when we have an ace, we can also look at what came before the ace. Well, what
Mm.
was before? So do we have something to fall back to? Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention fueling those emotions, because I'm looking at the cards and I can't believe you. I'm actually reading tough tarot
Yes.
here.
Oh, you can do it
But what
intuitively.
I'm seeing is that fuels, that force which comes up, the emotions, the feelings, sometimes are actually our worst enemies in terms of the anxiety.
Yeah.
That's how I would see
And
that.
yeah, and of course, let's not, as you can see, the card represents an explosion. So let's not explode
Mhm.
there. Let's not explode our emotions in a negative way. We can do that in a positive way. We can explode love and everything, but let's not be influenced in a negative way there.
And the third card is the strength or guidance available now. And I will put that spread into the description box as well.
the strength of guide or guidance that is available now is that with care, with prudence, with uh, slow and meticulously building, building strength, building on our tree of life or our family tree, or trusting on our creativity, our manual labor, the way we can step out of the mental situations of the things by focusing on other things, by going into the zone, by zoning out into something else like music, um, especially, or crafting, sculpting, painting could be a way to find inner peace, to find the quiet in the mind, to quiet down the mind. Yeah.
And with that said, it was a pleasure to be a guest in your homes again.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your patience, for being here with us, for supporting us. And I see a comment from Claire here. She shared the cards. So before we stop, perhaps we could quickly look at that. Root of my anxiety, justice. As I mentioned earlier, fighting for what's right. Release, King of Wands, my over fiery temperament when I believe I am right.
Yes.
Ego. And then strength now, the world, not to take everything on. What a beautiful
Yeah, you
interpretation.
made it.
And
Yeah.
deep self awareness. Well done, Claire. Well done. And thank you for sharing, because I
Yeah.
think it's important sometimes to stop and look at ourselves from a different perspective. Anyway, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much.
being here with us. It's so
Thank you,
lovely
Luna.
to start another season. Hopefully, next time without any technical difficulties.
Of
I
course.
will share the spread in the description box, and the meditation is already waiting on our channel as
Yeah.
well. So make sure to grab it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love you all and take care. Mwah.
And wishing you inner peace. Bye all. Bye bye.